Welcome to Within the Frame, where we bring the most pressing issues across the globe into focus. I'm Kim Mok-yeon. The global race to secure advanced industries is accelerating, with countries competing to attract investment in sectors like artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and cybersecurity. As companies rethink where to expand amid shifting supply chains and evolving U.S. industrial policies, location has become more important than ever. Fairfax County, Virginia, home to one of America's largest technology clusters, is positioning itself as a gateway for Korean businesses looking to enter the American market. To discuss where the biggest opportunities lie and how the two sides can deepen their economic partnership, we are joined in the studio by Victor Hoskins, President and CEO of the Fairfax County's Economic Development Authority. A very big welcome.
Thank you very much. So glad to be here today.
So I must ask, what brings you to Korea this time around?
Well, Korea has been a partner for Fairfax County for over 20 years now. We actually have had a relationship with, number one, we have a campus here. George Mason University, which is based in our jurisdiction in the U.S., has a campus here. It started with 50 students. Now it has over 1,000 in Incheon. And they also have an incubator there where they really work with companies. And our goal is really to meet companies that match the growth in our industries. And it works two ways. One, they get market opportunity, and two, we get that economic growth.
Right. Then what makes the two, Fairfax County and Korea, big partners, like important partners?
Yeah, if you look at the technology that's been developed in Korea, particularly in semiconductors, artificial intelligence, you just mentioned some of those, cybersecurity. Those are areas that we are really, we have a deep history and quite a bit of technology companies in those arenas already. So there are a lot of potential partners there. The other piece is the biggest customer in the world is there, which is our Defense Department. $800 billion budget. So that is something that if you're in proximity to it, there's greater opportunity for you. And also, we find that match in industries really brings us new ideas. It helps our companies sharpen their tools for competition, and also, again, brings in that growth that we're looking for.
Right, so those traits really bring a lot of room for more opportunities moving
forward.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Yeah.
Right. Now, when we stay with that, for people who are unfamiliar, Fairfax County has been helping Korean companies expand into the U.S. market, of course. Why do you think should Korean businesses choose Fairfax County as their first destination?
Well, first of all, we have the third largest Korean American community in the country. So we have a high concentration. So culturally, there's a home for you in Fairfax County, and that's one of the greatest parts of this. And also, we've had representation in Korea since 2004. Charles Kim, who runs our office here, he has really helped us establish relationships with those industry sectors that I mentioned, and that also has done something for, I guess I would say, the passing of the word that we're a good place to start. And then in addition to that, we have special services for companies that are coming in internationally, in particular for Korean companies coming in, for soft landing, making it easier for them to enter our market, to deal with getting licensed, to deal with finding partners. All of those services, we really provide a support to them. And we work with organizations like Cosme and companies that they want to help expand. Actually, we did this with Gulf Zone. They started with 2 employees in our county. They now have 60 employees. And we work with some of the larger companies, and like S-Traffic, which is part of a division that came out of Samsung. They just recently landed a $90 million contract. So we can connect them to the opportunities, but we have to have some presence there so that we can facilitate that.
Wow, we're definitely seeing a lot of expansion, as you've mentioned some of the examples. Now, one of the biggest strengths of this county is its tech ecosystem. It's home to more than 10,000 IT, cybersecurity, and AI companies as well. So what kind of opportunities does that create for Korean AI and semiconductor companies?
Yeah, I go to CES every year, and I always meet with anywhere between 70 and 100 Korean companies. And what I have found is the products and technology that are being developed are different from ours, but have an opportunity to add something to our market. So that's really what I see as the opportunity for the Korean companies entering the market, because our market is searching for new ideas, searching for new ways, for example, to do medical examination. I remember being at CES, and there was using quantum sensing, a way to monitor the heart. I'm a person who doesn't like to get in those MRI machines. And if I can just sit up, and that's the way it was designed, and that is unique. Nothing like that is in America right now. So, and then helping them meet the people in the government agencies that help license that or help get that permitted through our, we have a lot of regulations around health product, but helping them through that process, actually, once they get to our market, it adds something to our market.
Right, so a very strong innovation ecosystem.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, if we go beyond this tech sector, the U.S. is reshaping its supply chains and bringing manufacturing back home. Do you see new opportunities for Korean small and mid-sized businesses as well?
Yeah, I think especially so right now because, as you mentioned, the U.S. is trying to adjust its supply chain so that there's more U.S. based. I think what that does is that allows local government and federal government officials to be more open to the idea of moving something along because it is the policy of the nation right now. And I think that just as an example, the $350 billion investment, over the next 10 years that South Korea has made is a type of an open door to opportunity. Not always easy to do, but the door is open. And I think that that's really the positive part.
Right, for small and mid-sized companies.
Small and mid-sized companies, absolutely, absolutely. Especially if the product is unique, innovative, like the one I just mentioned, but even some product that may be unique in terms of like artificial intelligence. We are using a lot of artificial intelligence and doing what they call dual use, where it will be used for defense, but it will also be used for domestic use. Some of the artificial intelligence that relates to drones right now that's used for defense is now being applied to agriculture. And some of that innovation is coming out of Korea. And then we want to join that innovation with our own.
Wow, it's already exciting to see, how these kinds of partnership would make new innovations. But as far as I know, about 65 Korean companies are already operating in Fairfax County. Could you share with us more success stories that stood out? Yeah,
I did mention Gulf Zone, I did mention S-Traffic, and what we've been doing with those companies is trying to, number one, trying to help them understand that we'd like the partner companies to come in too. So we've been working with some of those. And we really try to get our companies to work with our universities also. And we have ties to George Mason University, to Virginia Tech, to University of Virginia. And when our companies are looking for talent, we try to feed them talent also. And that talent, if it's local, that talent is if it's local, and also we have a situation where we actually help talent come out of the military, then now they can access pre-cleared talent, and pre-cleared talent for sensitive areas gives them a market opportunity.
Just to check if I got it right. So you mean aside from just partnerships from a company level, you can also have partnerships in the educational
Absolutely.
And hiring level.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have 60 universities in our region. They have about 500,000 students enrolled. They graduate 90,000 degree candidates every year, and we use those to feed our company's growth.
Wow. Well, that's a successful story about this partnership, definitely. Now, you've also mentioned that localization is key to success in the U.S. Why is Fairfax County well positioned to help Korean companies localize, and what kind of support do you provide?
So one area of support that we provide is, I mentioned soft landing services. We have a setup where a company could actually start virtually, and we will let them once they set up their virtual office, we actually can work with them in terms of meeting partners virtually. So before they travel, before they spend a bunch of money flying to Washington, D.C., get to meet some potential partners. If those potential partners look like they may be fruitful, then they come over. And then when they come over, we have a program, we have a 6-month program that costs $900 for office use. and we will set up meetings for them with partners in that location. I don't think it can get any cheaper than that to set your company up, for a first time. But this kind of soft landing service is extraordinarily important. The other thing we do is we help Korean companies meet attorneys that speak Korean, that are, some of them are from Korea, some that got their law degrees in the U.S., and that kind of, direct help in your own language is very helpful. And also some of the ways that we try to guide people is to make sure that they don't spend time where an organization is not going to be fruitful. So they may sometimes suggest a partner, and we say that probably won't work. We save them time, and we know the reasons why they won't work. And they may not work now, but they may work later. And then the third thing that we do is we actually can provide them access to capital. We have capital sources in the state that are available. Some are actually grants. So if they're really competitive and have a great technology, they can actually compete for grants. If they are a company that's growing, we have lending programs and investment programs that are state sponsored.
Wow, so it seems like you're providing a very convenient kind of a fast-track course for companies entering the market as well. Now, you've mentioned about hiring and educational exchanges a while ago. Could you elaborate on that? How has your digital hiring platform helped Korean companies recruit top talent in your county?
Yeah, the way that the platform works, we started it actually 6 years ago. And when we started it, we were working with like 15 companies and 15 universities. It was very small. On our website, we may have had like 4,000 or 5,000 hits in the first month. We now get 60 to 70,000 hits a month now. We work with 17,000 companies. We work with their recruiting teams. We've actually now set up a staff that specializes in working with veterans. So if they are looking for people who have been cleared or pre-cleared talent that are veterans, or they just like someone with a background in discipline and leadership, we can help them get candidates coming out of the military, going directly into their company. We also have a person that specializes in university. So he only works with university students. So university students that are in their junior and senior year or that have been out 3 years, so early in their career. And then we have a person that works with professionals in their mid-career that may need to do some career switching. We find out the requirements of the company. They may have to take some courses. We recommend those courses. And then we do these hiring events. When we first started doing our hiring events, they were all virtual because it was during COVID. Yeah, but now our hiring events are in person. Our last hiring event, we had maybe 1,100 people show up. We had about 10,000 openings. We had on site, we had 50 companies, and they had somewhere around, I think like 140 recruiters in the room. So, and some people got hired right on the spot.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
And we will do this. If the company has a specific requirement, they can tell us the requirement. We have a reach to 100 universities across the United States. We will track down their requirement. If they want someone with deep learning and AI, background, we'll find someone in that arena. If they're looking for someone with a deep cyber background, we'll find that. We try to customize the person, the company to the opportunity.
Wow, it sounds like a very efficient system for various industries.
It's turned out to be very, very productive for not only the company, but also for our community. Because recently we had a lot of layoffs in the government. Well, we put some of those people right back to work. Thousands of those people went right back to work because of this platform.
Oh, it's a very interesting and very effective system that we're seeing now. But this is going to go across various industries, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah. So the way that we've designed the system is that we try to go by category. So we'll do an event where it's all about hospitality, and with that we will work with all the hotels. We will work with, we have some corporate hotel companies in Hilton, for example, is corporate headquarters is in Fairfax. So we work with them and their recruiters, and we'll design it specifically for people trying to get into the hospitality industry. Or we will do, like this one that I mentioned, we had over 1,100 people. That was primarily for tech and cyber. That was a tech and cyber event. So we try to do it by category so that we're not diluting the effectiveness. We try to concentrate it by industry.
Right. Now, speaking of various industries, Korea, of course, like I've said, is strengthening competitiveness in the AI, semiconductors,
Quantum.
batteries, defense, etc. Which industries do you think offers the greatest potential for cooperation with Fairfax County?
Well, there are 5 industries that we're concentrating on, and 3 of those I think match very strongly with Korea. One is space and aerospace. And we, of course, have the Korean Aerospace Corporation in Fairfax, which is fantastic. The other is actually artificial intelligence. We have the second highest number of artificial intelligence openings in the country, in our region. And the third is data and next generation data centers that may involve quantum and quantum computing. And the reason why we are so strong in data centers is that we have the largest number of data centers in the world. Actually, we have 5 times Silicon Valley, we have 3 times Singapore. And that has a long history. It started in the 60s and grew, and now it's the center of data from around the world.
Right, so aerospace, AI, and data centers,
Yes.
Those are the top
Next
3
generation
areas.
data centers.
Well, is there another reason why you've chose the 3 out compared to
Well,
others?
one is because they're growing so fast. And our goal in economic development is fuel growth. So we don't really try to pick the markets. The markets kind of define themselves, and what we do is try to support their growth. We can't create a market, but we can help a market grow.
Right. So clearly, a lot of growth. It's showing strong potential for further cooperation in that area. Now, finally, before we let you go, what kind of partnership would you like to see between Korea's innovative companies and Fairfax County in the coming years ahead?
Well, one of the areas that I'm really excited about is how quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and aerospace are kind of merging. And I think that those 3 industries have the greatest potential for shared work. One reason is that quantum is so complicated, and the research it's just in earnest all around the world. But everybody's learning different things, and no one country is able to dominate in it, which is actually that's a good thing in this case. The second is that artificial intelligence really is something that is becoming is going to be like a utility. It'll be in our system, sort of like the internet. It'll be everywhere. And that's something that we all want to take advantage of. I mean, I would like an artificial intelligence to design me the perfect vacation for me and my wife. I mean, there are things that you want to do with it that aren't necessarily work right now, but frankly are very, productive for an individual. But I think those are the areas that can really grow and really continue to grow.
Right. So certainly we will be excited to watch how that partnerships would grow in the coming years ahead. But as for now, we'll have to conclude the discussion here. Thank you so much for your insights and for your time, Mr. Hoskins.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate being invited.
We appreciate it too. And that'll be all from us on Within the Frame tonight. Be sure to tune in again next time as we continue to explore the stories that matter. Till then, stay informed and engaged.